I thought, y'all ready? I thought today was a good practice. It was obviously hot. Um, had more cramping issues than what I was hoping we would, but it was hot. I thought the kids fought through practice well, and to start off, I thought we threw and caught the ball really well today for the first day, and not a lot of errors, not a lot of balls on the ground. Snaps from center to quarterback seemed to be good. The MAs were limited with the veterans. Obviously, you're going to get some of that with the younger guys, but all in all, I thought they fought through the weather well. Had a great attitude all day, and I was happy with the first practice.
Okay. Did you say, I remember that the spring first practice we were able to watch all, obviously. Super crisp, after the bowl. Did you kind of get the same impression from this one?
I did early, Trey, and then I thought that we got a little sloppy somewhere around period 11, 12 in there, and probably went longer than what I wanted to, maybe went probably 4 periods in there. And then I thought we regrouped and did a nice job. You know, we're wearing skull caps with everybody on the team now, besides the quarterback and the kickers, punters, and snappers on the specialist part of it. I think that takes a little bit of time to get used to as well. I think it's hotter on your head. So I think that may have had something to do with it as well. We wore those in the spring, but it certainly wasn't the same temperature as what it was today. But I felt like we were crisp. We threw and caught the ball, to answer your question, well.
Anything jump out as far as competitiveness or a big play or an individual, something you didn't expect?
You know, I thought we took care of each other. I thought we competed. Hudson Clark made a really nice catch in the 2-minute drill, intercepted a ball against the ones, intercepted it and understood to get on the ground. You know, there's no reason to do anything. Game's over at that point. Thought he made a great decision there. We did have some decisions on offense that weren't very good in 2-minute. You know, we lost track of the down with a quarterback, and then we didn't get out of bounds when we caught the ball early in the drive. Our situation today was 42 seconds. We needed a touchdown. We threw about an 8-yard just a stop route on the outside. We probably should have got the ball out of the bounds. I had to burn the timeout. So those things are something we can certainly teach off of. We will. That's why we do 2-minute. Not too concerned about it right now, but we'll use it as a learning experience.
You know what it took to take the program from where you got it to where you finished last year. What's it take to get maybe next level? Where can y'all be better?
Well, I think you have to do everything you possibly can in preparation and those things. I think that's an obvious answer. You know, we have to become the best coaches that there is out there, and I have a great staff. But to win more than 9 games, there's so many close games, and situational football we have to be very, very good at. And I'm talking about 3rd and 1, some things that we didn't do well last year. I'm talking about 2-minute, which we did do well last year. I'm talking about 4-minute, where we've got the lead and we need to complete the game. Those things are going to be determined how many wins you have and taking care of the football. And I thought we did a good job of taking care of the football until the 2-minute drive at the end of the game on offense. And I thought the defense rallied around really well, ran well today, did a nice job. But those are the things to win more than that. First of all, you have to have, a quarterback that can lead you to that. But, we have one that led us to 9 last year. So we've got the quarterback situation. We just got to be better in situational football. So when those situations come up a game, we win those more than we lose them. And therefore we can win a close game. We're going to have a lot of close games. That's just how it is in this league.
Could you give an update on I think Henderson might have been in green. What's up with him?
Yeah.
And, who was it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Terry Wells is back out there.
Chase Larry.
And Chase, he's just not in camp. He's healthy, he's just not in camp. And then Marcus Henderson's has a little bit of a pec problem that we put him in a green. We like to not, well, he'll probably be out another week, guys, to be honest with you. Nothing serious, but certain serious enough that we need to take care of him here at least for another week. It may be 8 days for all I know. It may be 10, I don't know, but for at least we're kind of dividing up practice a little bit and how we practice. We're going 5 in a row here. They'll get a break next Wednesday. Then we'll come back and do a Thursday, Friday scrimmage, Saturday, and then every day will be off on Sunday from then on out. And we're kind of breaking it up that way. So Henderson will start one of those. It'll be either he'll come back next Thursday, or we'll wait and bring him back the following a week from this Monday.
Yes, Sam, how do you think Trey Knox has done, continuing the transition tight end? I know he's put on some weight. Where do you think he's at with that move? And just what do you think about the depth behind him at the position overall?
I think he's going to be fine. He's got to get in better shape. I'm sure he's not used to carrying 245 pounds, even though he had a good summer in the strength and conditioning program. You know how it's like anything. You guys remember whenever you transition from you athletes, it looks like we got a room full of them. When you transitioned from football and then went to basketball, you were in shape for football, not necessarily for basketball. It's just kind of the same way when you're in your strength program. As much as you simulate position drills and all those stuff, you know they're not wearing pads, they're not wearing spiders, they're not wearing a helmet. So I think Trey's just got to get used to that a little bit, and I think he'll be fine. He's a good, he ran some really good routes today, did a nice job blocking. Hudson Henry couldn't make it through practice today, so I think it's just conditioning or whatever. I don't know exactly the reason yet. I haven't spoke with Dave yet on that, but other than that, I thought Tyrus Washington had a good day. And Nathan Bax is you can count on him, and that's kind of where we're at in the depth chart. With it being Knox, Henry, Bax, and then Washington.
Which Jaden Wilson had a really good catch when we came in
Yeah.
out there today. It's a touchdown about 70 yards. So
Yeah.
how's his summer well, it's one practice, but how did his summer? Has he progressed pretty well this summer like you wanted?
He has. I told him nobody knows who he is. You do. Oh, thank you. But I said nobody knows who you are, bro. And if you want somebody to know who you are, you got to do what he did at practice today. And we've challenged him big time because athletically and length and those things, he's got all that, but he has to be more consistent. I think he had a good day today, as well as some other wideouts.
What's Aaron Outley got to do at tight end to get on the field? I mean, to improve.
Well, I think he's just young. He came off a severe knee injury, and that hurt him. And with the severe knee injury, he came in here, closer to looking like a tackle than he would a tight end. And he finally got the weight off, which helped his knee as well. His knee healed up fine now. But he just got to keep working. I mean, he's probably 5 on the depth chart right now, and he just got to keep working. And he now he has a chance, to be honest with you, because he's in shape and his knee's fine, so he's got a chance. I could see him moving up that chart because his high school film, really, really good high school film.
Sam, I wanted to ask you about a couple guys. First, Isaiah Nichols. What do you expect from him?
Love him. I mean, he's
what
working
do you
his
think
butt
you'll
off
get from him. And then second, Jaqueline Crawford's back from, I guess, that leg injury. Just
Yeah,
to get him back.
I thought Crawford did a nice job today fighting through all that. I don't know that he's been cleared. I don't know that he's 100%, to be perfectly honest with you. And then Nichols is valuable. Nichols is valuable to anybody we have on our team. I mean, he's a guy that is a leader on our team in recruiting. He helped us he's a senior and helped us in recruiting. I mean, the guy's got a lot of value, but more than anything, he's got value because he's a good football player. And there is right now, there's a significant difference between him and the next guy in.
So one of your coaches sending players back quite a bit, saying everything you do, you got to do it right. How much is today about setting those types of expectations?
All the first days are about setting the tone of practice and how we do things. And I don't know if we do anything right. I don't. We believe in what we do, but the expectations are we're going to do what we say the expectations are. I mean, it is what it is. And so I'm glad. I told the coaches I can't be the only guy. You know, last night in the expectation meeting that we had, I asked the coaches to listen to it too, because I can't be the only guy out there that has some type of discipline. And I haven't been, don't get me wrong, I haven't been, but I felt like our coaches really pushed our players through the practice today, and I feel like our coaches did an outstanding job along with the players.
Cody Kennedy talking to your offensive line a lot about their second step, having a
Mhm.
powerful second step. Can you kind of go more in depth on that? And then what did you think from that group as a whole today?
Yeah, Cody's better at blocking movement than I've ever been as a coach. I believe that your power comes in your second step. As a offensive line coach, I always taught near leg, near shoulder. I played defense, and everybody's saying your power comes from near leg, near shoulder. Well, I taught offensive line play as your second step is your near leg, near shoulder. That's your contact. You're tackling a guy, just not physically tackling him to the ground. So Cody believes that as well, because he was my GA, and it seemed to work in the past and things of that nature. What he does do, he sees things better than I did when I was a coach. He teaches it better because we've really hurt people that want to move against us. We've hurt people where a lot of times in my history, that has been a problem for us.
Coach, you talked about Isaiah Nichols and his leadership, and I was just thinking about, like, if you ask coaches if they could pick, I don't know, 4 leaders or something right up the middle, they probably pick a quarterback, and you got that, and a center would be another good one. You got that, and a safety, middle safety, Jalen Catalan, and bumper pull, middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way about your team, like just having that leadership right down the middle and guys that kind of see everything?
Well, they can talk to both sides of the ball if they're, to your point, that, you don't have a corner sitting way over here. It's hard for him to lead the other side of the ball, if that makes sense. I don't know. I just not thought of it that way, but I do know this, that you better have a good center. And we have one. You better have a good quarterback. We have one. You better have a good running back. We have several. And then linebacker wise, with Bump coming back, that's huge for us. That Bumper came back along with Dalton, huge. It's going to allow us for Pooh and Crook and, those guys, Manny Powell, those guys, Henley to keep coming on. And I haven't really thought of it that way, but it makes a lot of sense.
You mentioned Tyrus Washington earlier. What do you like about him? What excites you with him?
He's competitive, and he's a big, strong athlete. He catches the ball well. He's got natural catching skills. I think you can split him out a little bit. He's got that kind of speed. I mean, he's not going to run. He's not going to run by a corner probably, but he's going to run by, a nickel, a Sam linebacker, a Will linebacker. But he's got the physical size. He's smart, and he's got the want to about him. I just think he's a really good young player.
Coach, you pretty happy with your artificial turf addition to the practice down there?
We haven't done a lot on that turf yet. We know it's got some coolant in it or some sand in it where it's not going to be quite as, and we've been out there. Our team has done some running on it in the summer workout program. We went more into our hot schedule today, where we were going from indoors to outdoors. I'm not for sure that it wasn't better outside than it was inside, to be honest with you. We'll talk about that again, whether we want to just stay outside and do our 2 spots on the turf, but the kids really like it from the summer.
It's like maybe 20 degrees cooler instead of 20, because used to the old stuff was like 20, 30 degrees
Yeah,
hotter.
that's right.
Really like 20 degrees
Well,
cooler?
I think it's 20 degrees cooler than the old turf. Not necessarily, if it was that way, I'd be over there laying down on it. But I think it's probably 20 degrees cooler than the old turf was, which was hot. So I don't know. We'll try to get out on it possibly tomorrow. If it's the same temperature, we'll probably stay out there tomorrow, because I thought the breeze was better than, I thought it was awful muggy in the indoor today.
Sam, the other day, I think you talked about Malik's improved his passing.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, what'd you think about that pass? Otis was asking about. He really dropped
Yeah.
it in nice. Look, he had some nice passes and drills outside. Just what would you think of his day
well,
passing?
Malik's, he's obviously improved his accuracy, but he used to throw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball from me to Biddy. I mean, it just knocked the guy down as an uncatchable type of pass. He's really improved his touch, I think. But more than anything, I think he's improved his confidence. He's not thinking about where guys are going to be, and he's throwing the ball faster than what he did before. But his accuracy has really, really improved. I don't know. He probably got 15 to 20 is what the goal was for today of him playing wide receiver snaps. We know we're straining him because he got every snap of second team quarterback. However, we can always pull back on him, once we feel, how much we're going to play him out there. He going to play somewhere. So those numbers at wide receiver will probably increase. They didn't need to today because it's the first day, but they'll probably increase.
What you're saying about Cody, I mean, you're kind of the gold standard as an O-line coach. I mean, before you became a head coach. So are you saying there's some things he does better than you? And does he sort of remind you of a younger version of yourself?
Oh, no. I mean, at his age, I was either at Hutchinson Junior College or, he passed the old man a long time ago. No, I tell you what, Cody does well. He's good with the kids. He's a good teacher. He's very confident about what he teaches. Cody wasn't away from me long enough to go to every guru clinic in the world and decide that they had a better answer than we did. I like that about Cody. He believes in what we were teaching when he was a GA, and he does it exactly like I do. The only thing is that when guys are moving on him, he makes them move. It seems like they're moving sideways and not up the field. So I keep saying second step. I'm not for sure if we don't drop a little bit deeper on our first step, especially on outside zone, than what I taught. And I think he opens his shoulders up a little bit more than what I taught. And sometimes that's great if they move. If they don't, sometimes you can get a little knockback. But our backs are back behind the quarterback. So you've seen us make many, many yards on outside zone over here, and it's cut up the backside A gap and split it, so we're not quite as worried about penetration on the front side because we're not dotted to I, it's backside. So therefore he can cut up faster. A lot of times when you're in the I or dotted behind the quarterback, you have to hit the ball front side. And I think there's a little bit of combination of why we're a little bit better there than what I was.
I want to follow up on your lines. Can you assess the 1 and 2 lines today? And how much are you able to assess when they're not wearing pads in these first week?
Well, a lot. I mean, you're looking at footwork, technique, want to, pad level, all those type different things. I had a good day, 4 of the 5 came back from last year, and then Jones came in there. I thought Devin Manuel had a good day. I thought, to be honest with you, Josh Street had a good day, with Henderson being out at center. In life, you can either look, or in coaching, you either look at an injury as a negative or as a positive. He's going to come back. Henderson's going to come back, but this allows us to find another center that we believe in. And I believe that's the most important spot on the offensive line, basically the second most important spot on the offense because he handles the ball every snap. So I don't know if I answered your question, but did I?
Had a good day. You said some other receivers did too. Who stood out? Who did stuff? Other touchdowns and stuff?
Well, Matt Landers, he's fast and big. And he had some really nice catches out there. Hazelwood, I'm not sure Hazelwood didn't catch more balls today than he did entire last spring. I told him that walking off the field today. He had a really nice day. And there's a difference too when you're in spiders and people aren't knocking the heck out of you. You're gonna catch a few more balls than what you would if it was a physical, all-out defensive practice.
he was a 5-star in high school, and even though he led OU in catches and led OU in touchdown receptions, still maybe is there a chance that maybe he feels like he's still got to, do more?
You'll have to ask him. He's 100% that he thinks from where he was in high school to what he's done so far in college is not acceptable to him. And I think he'll have a really good year. I think he's, got a lot of want to and a lot of things in his mind that he needs to prove. You'll have to ask him, but that's how I feel about it.
Thanks, Coach.
Good to see y'all.